Hey, what's up? Silas here. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about some news that just happened with Nancy Pelosi. Big news here. Big news that might change how you think about her. Now, who's Nancy Pelosi? Nancy Pelosi is the Speaker of the House of the United States of America, third in line to be president after Donald J. Trump and President Mike Pence. Now, it's not that she's filing the impeachment articles of impeachment against President Donald J. Trump, because most of you have known about this impeachment thing. They've been talking about impeachment, the Democrats, since Donald Trump, even before Donald Trump even won. I think they were talking about it. It seems that way. But anyway, so there's something that happened during that. But let's get into the video. I'm going to get into this later, but on the screen right now is this video that I was seeing on Al Jazeera News that was talking about the articles of impeachment. This thing has been constant. It's everywhere. There was one time I was flipping through the channels. We have different channels here. I'm in Nairobi, Kenya at the moment, watching TV and flipping through the channel. BBC was down to Al Jazeera, went to Fox News, went to MSNBC. I think I even went to some of the like DW, which is like a Dutch channel or something. But it was at least six of the actual news channels at the time were just live streaming the impeachment hearings. And this is just impeachment hearings, not the actual impeachment, which is what people don't get. People seem to think this is actually a thing, and I think that is part of why this is actually being done, because people don't know the difference between these things. They don't know what an actual impeachment is, and they don't know what articles of impeachment are, because their impeachment hearings are different things. This is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Like, what's her name from Mean Girls? It's not going to happen. Quit trying to make fetch happen. Quit trying to make impeachment happen, Nancy. It's not going to happen. But people need this. Who actually believes politicians anymore? Because if you do believe politicians, there's something that happens here. Okay, we're gonna cut to Nancy Pelosi right now. She was asked this by a reporter. Asked her, "Do you hate Donald J. Trump?" And this was her response.
This is about the Constitution of the United States and the facts that lead to the president's violation of his oath of office. And as a Catholic, I resent your using the word hate in a sentence that addresses me.
Right there, did you see that? As a Catholic, I don't care. I don't care about you being a Catholic. Why do people say these things? What's it supposed to mean? This pet peeve I have on the side here about people who just say, "Oh, I'm a believer." Believer in what? Believer in who? What do you mean Catholic? I know you're not talking about things like Exodus 21, because I guess you can still own a slave, you can still own a servant and trap them into enslavement, and you don't have to hate the person. I mean, people can own things. You don't hate animals when you own them. But anyway, so this whole thing of as a Catholic, that means nothing to me and should mean nothing to anybody else. You're a politician. Getting back to it.
I don't hate anyone. I was raised in a way that is a heart full of love, and always prayed for the president. And I still pray for the president. I pray for the president all the time. So don't mess with me when it comes to words like that.
Right there. You see that? You see what she said there? She's so offended that you dare use the word hate against her. She's not somebody that hates people. But hey, she's called Donald J. Trump's tweets and things like that racist. She's disparaged him in many ways. And if you truly believe politicians anymore, if you truly believe what they say, then wouldn't you hate a racist person? But remember, she said she called the tweets racist. And this is something politicians do. They're all about what they can say and how they can get to anything. It's part of what politics is. This lying constantly and things like that. I didn't say that. I have plausible deniability for that thing. Because she said his tweets are racist, she didn't call him racist, because who would not hate a racist person? Why is that so inflammatory in the United States of America to call someone racist, if it wasn't for the fact that being racist was actually a hateful thing? So if Nancy Pelosi is thought to hate Donald J. Trump, then wouldn't she hate a racist? Why wouldn't it be so easy to say, like, yes, I hate him. He's a horrible person. We're trying to impeach him. He's ruined this country. He's put this country into danger. He's part of the reason why we might actually run out of America. Our democracy is under threat. This whole kind of thing. If that is true, then why don't you hate the person? And I know there's this whole people literally mean figuratively. And this is one thing, spending time in the United States of America, talking to people there, focusing thing and wondering, do you actually mean what you're saying? You keep using that word, but do you really know what that word means? I don't think they do, because they say certain thing. Or you keep using that word, and do I really know what you mean by that word? This is the same thing with the whole Catholic thing. What does that mean to me? I don't know what that means by just saying you're Catholic. Nobody knows. Just like you say you hate this person, you hate the president. Nobody knows. People who are defending Donald Trump are saying, oh, the people on the left are actually going to ruin the country. We have to do something about it. Then they go out in public and they don't talk about it. They just keep quiet and make their money. And I'm like, do you guys actually mean what you say? Anyway, don't believe politicians. Nancy Pelosi, I actually don't think she really cares about Donald J. Trump one way or the other. He's just messing with her job. He's messing with her money. He's messing with her racket. And I think she's used to just being a steady politician. She's been in politics for a long time. She's like, hey, you're just rocking the boat too much here, Trump. And that's all she's in about this. I don't think she personally hates him. I think behind the scenes they'd hang out and things like that if that was done in the case. I don't really think she has that much emotion into this. And what do you guys think? First of all, do you actually think the impeachment's going to happen? Are you one of those people that actually thinks the impeachment's going to happen? Like Donald Trump is actually going to get taken out? I don't even think the impeachment hearing will actually start. The actual articles of impeachment, when you actually get in front and have to get the person out, like what President Bill Clinton had to go through, that's not even going to happen. Anyway, like, share, and subscribe. Till next video, goodbye. There's something I've realized about the world that I'm wondering, if you know something, do you have to use it? Like, if I know smoking cigarettes is bad for me, can I still smoke cigarettes? Or is it something that I'm aware there are bad things about smoking cigarettes, and until I know it personally that it is bad, is the point where you'll stop, where you won't be able to do it because people don't want to do bad things. People want to be right with facts, right with reality, in the way that they define reality and see it. And with that, I think I know this saying. It's something that I've observed, and I think I know it. When I apply it, it seems to make sense and works out with what I'm taking in, is that problems occur not because of what X is, but because of how we define X. And in this situation, this whole video, I might have been making that mistake myself, where I'm looking at Nancy Pelosi and wondering, do people believe this person? And yes, some people actually believe them. Some people actually believe Nancy Pelosi doesn't lie. Some people actually believe this is truly, honestly, her best effort at getting Donald Trump outside. She said he was going to impeach him, and now she's gone through the process. They actually believe him. Think about it this way. If you're a Catholic, you, in general, I mean, you might have criticisms of him, but you do think of the Pope as a vicar of Christ. A general devout Catholic will look at something the Pope says and believe that what the Pope is saying about the world is coming from some higher knowledge and some higher place where he's actually set and capable to speak these things, and he wouldn't lie about these things to the people. He wouldn't know what he's saying is false and still say it. And they have that general trust, even though there's been repeats with popes doing different things. That's how it is. But now imagine a Hindu person, you trying to explain to the Hindu person that the Pope said X, Y, Z, like homosexual marriage is okay now, yet this Muslim person in his whole religion, he's like, no, that's not okay with me. Or somebody, he's a Hindu, is like, I have all these multiple gods, yet you're the Catholic talking about the Pope, saying this is the vicar of Christ, he's from the one true God, and you try to explain that he's getting this message from him. The Hindu and the Muslim and the Buddhist and the person who doesn't believe as you do will look at you and just say, okay, what are you talking about? I don't believe it's coming from a point of believability. That I haven't put any actual worth in what that person's position is to actually believe anything that person says, let alone request proof and evidence for what that person is actually saying. And that's how it is here. I have to look at it where these people are approaching this as a religion. They're approaching it as a situation where they have faith in Nancy Pelosi, and it's a belief system that I don't hold. So me approaching them and wondering, how are they falling for this? It's because they believe it. They're believers. They have faith. And this used to scare me. There was a time when I think this would put me in a bad place. But after I really came out of a really dark place with not understanding things and tried to make sense of certain things, I came to this one saying that I looked into the abyss and smiled, for everything was as it should be, utter chaos. This is knowledge, this is information, this is coming to the knowledge that these people believe that. Doesn't mean what they believe is true. Somebody could believe that me as a black person, I'm inferior to them as an XYZ person. Doesn't necessarily make us inferior. They might have a belief system, but knowing that person believes that way makes me better equipped to interact with that person if I think there's something positive from us interacting. So knowing this information about people, it's kind of worrying in some cases where I'm like, oh, that's kind of, it's a bit problematic that some people have certain levels of powers with certain levels of awareness of reality that I don't really consider consistent to be finding truth and stable and So that kind of still worries me. It's still in there, but it's not. I'd rather know that than have it just be this unaccounted for variable out there that's going on that's just making me wonder, why am I not getting through to this person? Why is this person doing this way? Why am I walking out and this happens instead of that other thing? But now if I know this is where it's coming from, it's a lot easier to deal with.